All rise.
This is deeper than money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Stacy Miles is suing Ethan Cole and Maria Torres in the amount of $10,000. Mr. Miles claims a harmless after-work conversation at a lounge ended with security tossing him out and says he suffered a broken leg and concussion.
I understand that you are suing the defendant for $10,000 for medical expenses. You say that the defendant was responsible for you being injured. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So state your name for the record.
My name is Stacy Miles. I've been working in the Midtown Atlanta area for the past 5 years as a marketing associate. My company works in the same building as the company of Maria Torres. And, you know, we've had a lot of interactions through the workspace, very warm.
So you all are not necessarily co-workers, but you work in the same building. Is that correct? Is that what he's saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
And go ahead.
So yes, you know, we've had a lot of interactions in the elevator, in the cafeteria, all but super friendly. She always smiles at me.
Is that true? A lot of interactions?
Yes, honestly, maybe too many, I would say.
You're saying that it was too frequent.
Yes.
Were you feeling uncomfortable with these interactions?
Yes, I tried hard to stay professional, but I was uncomfortable.
You were uncomfortable. So what brings you here to court today?
Well, I would like to sue the Sapphire Room and
what's the Sapphire Room?
Sapphire Room is the place I went to that Friday evening in which Miss Torres is making an allegation towards me. You know, I went there that Friday evening just to simply grab a bite to eat and grab a drink after work. It's Friday after all, so the Sapphire Room itself is a very professional space in which a lot of people go just to let loose after work. And not but 5 minutes later, after I was there first, Maria had walked in.
So hold it right there.
Yeah.
So the Sapphire Room, you were there on this particular Friday that he's talking about?
Yes.
All right, and what is your relationship with the Sapphire Room, sir? And introduce yourself for the record.
Good day. I'm Ethan Cole. I am the owner of the Sapphire Room. Right. 17 years ago, I opened this lounge to provide a sophisticated establishment for professionals in Atlanta. A place where they can enjoy themselves and feel safe.
All right, so you were the owner, you were a patron, This particular Friday, you said you came in and you ordered food,
I ordered a burger,
drinks?
yeah, burgers and beer.
All right, and you were there first.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you came in, and what happened?
So actually, I was there first, and I came and sat by the bar, and then I saw Mr. Miles come in, and then that's when he sat next to me.
Did you observe any of this, or were you there in the premises when this happened?
Yes, that night, Your Honor, my bartender actually approached me and informed me that there was a woman at the bar who had ordered an angel shot.
Ah.
In my line of work, an angel shot is a code for a guest who feels uncomfortable, unsafe, or threatened.
Yes, that is a code.
So my bartender, he didn't recognize it at first, but after he looked it up, he came straight to me. I immediately went to the security camera room and I reviewed the footage. And I saw what happened.
This is the first major turning point in the case. The angel shot matters because it gives us a reason why the staff became involved in the first place. According to Maria, she wasn't simply having an ordinary conversation that became awkward. She says Stacy moved from casual small talk into comments about her appearance, and allegedly said he wanted to make it happen tonight. Stacy completely rejects that version and says the conversation was strictly cordial. That creates a classic credibility problem. Two people describing the same interaction in completely different ways. But there's another important detail here. The lounge owner wasn't personally sitting at the bar having the conversation. His account is based partly on what his bartender reported and, more importantly, what he says he later saw on surveillance footage. That distinction could become extremely important. If the video confirms the owner's account, the case becomes much harder for Stacy to argue. But if the footage doesn't support it, the defense could have a serious problem. Who do you believe at this point, Stacy, Maria, or the surveillance evidence?
Before we get to that, sir, let me ask you. So what was going on that you used the code?
So after Mr. Miles sat next to me, honestly, I didn't think much of it at the time just because we first started making small talk, but then his tone changed and he whispered to me that I looked really good that night, and I just kind of laughed nervously, and then he kept going.
When he kept going, what did he do? What did he say?
He said, "Oh, I really want to make us happen tonight." And then...
Want to make it happen tonight?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you say to her?
It was strictly cordial, very, like I said, simple conversations, nothing more that would be inappropriate even outside of a work setting.
So you're saying that she's lying?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're saying that you never said those things to her? You never talked about what she looked like or wanting something to happen that night?
Correct, Your Honor.
Had you been drinking?
I had a beer,
Only one beer?
I was in the middle of my one beer.
Only one beer?
Only one beer.
And you hadn't finished it?
I hadn't even finished it.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
I observed him several times actually touch her arm and touch her leg.
And you're saying none of that happened?
None of that happened.
And later,
So what's the status of your relationship now? Can you all even be civil toward each other?
It makes my blood boil just to look at him, Your Honor.
Ooh.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Stacy Miles, who is suing Ethan Cole and Maria Torres for medical expenses.
And so you go, sir, and you go and review the cameras and tell me what you observed.
Your Honor, Mr. Miles was grossly invading her personal space. He was sitting very close to her. He was leaning in. He was whispering in her ear. And I observed him several times actually touch her arm and touch her leg. And that was enough for me. I alerted security. My security came over to Mr. Miles in a very calm and respectfully asked him to leave the premises.
Your Honor,
Stop right there. What happened?
There was nothing calm about the interaction. It was very abrupt, very aggressive, very volatile. I was dragged and pulled away from Ms. Torres. Like, again, just to reiterate, we were having just a perfectly fine conversation, and they threw me outside.
Hold it, before you go any further. But Mr. Cole said that he went and he observed certain behavior on your part on the video.
Your Honor, he was
He's a neutral person here. He doesn't know you, he doesn't know her.
Your Honor.
So he says that he observed certain things on that video. And you're saying none of that happened?
None of that happened.
So they approach you and what happens?
They didn't just approach me. They didn't even give me a chance to even talk. I didn't even know why I was being thrown out in the first place. I was thrown out. I was pulled away from my booth where I was sitting at the bar.
Were you asked to leave first?
I was not asked. There was no conversation, like I
Mr.
said.
Cole, was he asked to leave first?
Absolutely, Your Honor. He was asked to leave respectfully. He was combative. My officers had to escort him to the door.
So you then were removed from the establishment, and what happened, and how then do you say that there are $10,000 worth of damages?
Well, I was forcefully removed, I will say. If there was an issue, I would have promptly left with no,
But I have two witnesses here who say that you were combative.
I
that you
understand.
didn't voluntarily leave when they were asking you to leave.
Like I said, Your Honor, it was very aggressive, and like I'm a lover, not a fighter. I have a
What were your
golden
damages?
retriever.
What happened? Did you get put out? Did you get thrown out? What happened?
I was dragged and then thrown out of the club. And I was then pushed off into the curb. I sprained my ankle. I broke my leg. I also received a concussion from this. And I even have medical records to show.
But I mean, come on now. How did all that happen?
You know, these injuries have added up into an accumulation of medical bills as well as mental distress. You know, I've been going to counseling, therapy, both physically, mentally, emotionally.
So the actual medical bills were $3,500, and the rest of this you're claiming in punitive damages and mental distress. Is that what I'm understanding?
Now the numbers are finally on the table. Stacy says his actual medical bills are about $3,500, while the remaining amount of his $10,000 claim involves punitive damages and emotional distress. That means the judge isn't simply deciding whether Stacy was injured. The court has to consider whether the defendants should be financially responsible for those injuries and whether the evidence supports the additional damages being requested. And here's where the incident report becomes extremely important. The security report reportedly says Stacy lost his footing and fell forward onto the pavement outside the venue. That is very different from a report saying security officers intentionally assaulted or seriously injured him. Stacy, however, insists he was forcefully removed and says he would not have fallen without excessive force. So we're looking at two competing explanations for the same injury. One says excessive force caused the fall. The other says Stacy became combative, pulled away, lost his footing, and fell. If you were the judge, would the medical records alone be enough to award damages? Or would you need stronger evidence showing exactly how those injuries happened?
Andy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I also have an incident report too.
Please, let me see that.
Witnesses.
Did you have any insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is what you're claiming after your insurance.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cole, what am I looking at?
Your Honor, you're looking at an incident report.
Is this the police report? Or this is from your security?
That's from the security.
From your security staff?
That came into,
All right, and tell me what that is.
And actually physically removed Mr. Miles.
Okay. They say that the subject lost footing and fell forward onto the pavement outside the venue entrance. That in no way suggests to me that they beat you up.
Your Honor, I do yoga. I'm a very balanced person. There's no way I would have lost footing so easily without excessive force.
When the security escorted him to the door,
Yes, sir.
when they got outside, Mr. Miles yanked away from the officers and became combative outside, and he lost his footing and he fell.
All right, I'm going to rule on this case. Let me just say some things. You under oath are saying that you didn't say anything inappropriate to her that night.
Nothing that I could have think that would come to mind.
That's not the question. That was not the question. The question is, did you say something inappropriate to her that night?
I mean, there might have been, like, some things that could have come across the wrong way, but I can't imagine there was anything that would have led to being thrown out of the Sapphire Room.
Well, that's not the testimony I have from these two in my courtroom. One seems to me, Mr. Cole, that you did the prudent thing. You went and verified on the surveillance tape exactly what the situation was, which says to me that you did everything in a reasonable manner before you took the action for him to be removed. I don't believe him today. There is no way in hell that I am going to grant him this $10,000. I think it was inappropriate. I am sorry that this happened. I am grateful that you were in an establishment, that they were responsive, and that you acted appropriately. The fact that you got hurt, too bad. Case is dismissed. There's nothing further. We'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendants. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Mr. Miles, I think you're kind of a sleazebag, so
All right,
I'm glad this
section to the
happened.
rear of the court. Make sure you have your folders, documents. This way, please.
Coming up,
He believed the vision. He wanted to see me get to the next level.
This is really good news. I don't know why then are you all in my courtroom?
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Marcus Dalton is suing Tiana Brooks in the amount of $400. Mr. Dalton claims he had to make repairs and hire cleaners when his ex moved out, and says the defendant should be on the hook for half his costs.
I understand that you're suing the defendant for some $400.
That's correct.
And that you all were roommates.
Yes.
Were you all more than roommates?
Yes.
Tell me about the relationship.
Well, we first met maybe 5 years ago, and so we was friends for a couple of years. She needed a place to stay, so I offered my extra room in my condo for at a slightly discounted rate. Rent's like $4,000, so I have
The rent is $4,000.
$4,000, but her half was only around $1,800 that she had to pay. And
So why did you need to move in?
Good morning, Your Honor. I needed to move in because I was in the middle of transitioning, expanding my business, and the location of where his condo was better for my work and where my business was going to be.
Okay, so this was not a romantic relationship. This was a business arrangement.
correct.
All right.
Initially.
Initially.
And just like that, we're moving into a completely different dispute. But there's already a major warning sign. Marcus and Tiana started as friends and roommates, but the relationship eventually became romantic. That matters because financial arrangements can become extremely complicated when personal relationships and living arrangements overlap. Marcus says he rented her a room at a discounted rate, while Tiana says she moved in because she was expanding her business and needed a better location. Then the relationship changed. Marcus says he supported her business vision, while Tiana eventually says she became tired of feeling like his second mom and living nanny. So now this isn't simply a landlord-tenant disagreement. It's an ex-couple fighting over money after a shared living arrangement fell apart. And that creates a very important question. When a romantic relationship ends, who should be responsible for the financial consequences of the life they built together? Because once the emotional relationship disappears, the receipts, agreements, repairs, and responsibilities suddenly become much harder to ignore.
That's the key word.
Correct. After maybe a year within like her moving in or so, we kind of hit it off. You know, it's kind of.
So what kind of business was it?
I have a smoothie and juice brand, and he liked the idea of the business. He said that he wanted to support me. He believed the vision. He wanted to see me get to the next level.
This is really good news. I don't know why then are you all in my courtroom?
Coming up,
You telling me that this bathroom looked like this when you moved in?
Prior to my arrival, there was some maintenance that needed to be done.
That's
which
not
is-
the question. Did that bathroom look like that when you moved in?
It actually looked worse, Your Honor.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Marcus Dalton, who is suing Tiana Brooks for unjust enrichment.
So by this time, you all are in a romantic relationship.
Yes.
Okay, so it's moved from business to a romantic relationship. So why are we here today?
We're here today because on her move out, because she decided to leave the situation.
Did you decide to leave?
I did, Your Honor. I
Why
had
did you
enough.
decide to leave?
I had enough. I got tired of becoming his second mom, his living nanny, taking care of a man-child when you don't have kids while you're growing a business. Like, that's hard. And ultimately, I decided to choose myself and my business over somebody that didn't seem like they were compelled to getting back on track.
Your Honor, what she decided to do was leave in a very petty way. Like when she left, the walls were messed up, the kitchen was messed up, the sink, she talked about hygiene. We had, in the condo, it's 2 bathrooms. Her bathroom that she mainly used is a mess. I have the evidence and stuff
Well,
right
let me
here.
see this.
Yeah, you can check it out. You can
Is
check
this
it out. 'cause
before or
it's-
after
it's
the parties
bad.
that you were throwing?
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, nah.
That doesn't look like from somebody partying in the house.
that
What's
don't-
going
that look
on with
like,
this?
That looked like pettiness at its most.
Are you telling me that this bathroom looked like this when you moved in?
Prior to my arrival, there was some maintenance that needed to be done.
That's
which
not
is-
the question. Did that bathroom look like that when you moved in?
It actually looked worse, Your Honor.
I'm going to listen. Let me get to the bottom line. You're suing her for $400.
$400.
Why?
For repairs, I had a cleaning company come in and clean all of this stuff up. Like deep
So
clean
why
all of
shouldn't
that.
you be responsible for this?
He and I agreed to go 50-50 on the
I
cost.
spent $800.
Okay.
So half of that's $400 that I'm
So
saying.
we
Please?
You got it.
He definitely paid too much. He paid $800.
I don't think she knows how cleaning works.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
So what's the status of your relationship now? Can you all even be civil toward each other?
It makes my blood boil just to look at him, Your Honor.
Blood boil. For someone who left my place a mess. Tasmanian Tiana over here, messing up everything. You saw the pictures. We all saw the pictures.
And Messy Marcus is trying to make me pay the price.
You all sound like two children. You do. You sound like two children. And that's an insult to children. I'm going to award you the $400.
Thank you.
But you know, it's really sad that you come in and this starts off to be such a wonderful situation. And then it just goes all off the rails into the gutter. You chose yourself over the relationship. And you all, for whatever reasons, decided, okay, enough is enough, I'm leaving. But this place needs to be fixed. The amount that he spent, I think it's reasonable. I think $400 split, $800, half, judgment for the plaintiff. Nothing further will stand adjourned. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $400 for the reasons I've stated.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $400.
Any final words between you two?
And that final exchange tells you everything about how badly this relationship ended. Marcus gets the $400 judgment, but there is clearly no reconciliation happening here. Tiana's final words suggest that, from her perspective, she has spent enough time cleaning up after Marcus and is ready to move on. Marcus, meanwhile, came to court believing that he was entitled to recover part of the cost of restoring the property. The judge's decision gives him exactly that, $400, but it doesn't repair the relationship, erase the resentment, or settle every disagreement between them. That's one of the most interesting things about courtroom disputes involving former partners. The money may be the legal issue, but the emotions are often much bigger than the amount being claimed. In this case, the court dealt with the financial question and nothing more. The relationship itself is clearly finished. And compared with the first case, where the plaintiff walked away with nothing, this second plaintiff at least leaves with a judgment in his favor. But was $400 really worth bringing all of this history into court?
This is going to be the last mess I cleaned up for you.
Better to love than lost.
All right, let's get out of your photos. Exit to the rear of the court, please.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.